What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about how I know with 100% certainty that the average person, I'm talking about the average person who's never resold an item, they don't know anything about eBay, they don't know anything about Amazon, they are absolutely clueless about the truth behind reselling and how you can actually build a real business out of it. Now, I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that anybody can do it, right? Because it definitely takes a skill set. But I'm making this video because I just went viral with a video on TikTok. So if you guys aren't following me on TikTok, go over to rakeandprofit_official. Would have just done Rake and Profit, but somebody took my name, probably trying to sell it to me for 10 grand in a year from now. But I went viral on TikTok, and it was a video with me selling books and DVDs and introducing my mom. This is a brand new video I posted like 3 days ago. It's got about 500,000 views and hundreds and hundreds of comments. And the reason I want to make this video is because some of these comments are ridiculous. And the thing about TikTok is the algorithm like pushes your content out to like brand new people who have no idea about reselling. And they are literally clueless. Literally clueless. If you're sitting here worried about competition, if you're sitting here worried about the reselling information getting out on TikTok and YouTube, like honestly, you don't have to worry because the average person's a complete dum-dum. I'm not trying to be mean, right? But I just have to be honest, like their limiting beliefs and their thoughts about reselling and their mindset about reselling, and I've got a whole bunch of notes that I want to cover. It is just like, it baffles me how idiotic, how completely out of this world people are living in la la land. They think they know what reselling is. And I saw Katie Reed's in the comments. What's going on, Katie? What was that comment that you left on TikTok too? Someone was telling me, they made a comment about books. Like you can't sell books. Like you have to sell thousands and thousands of books to make any money. And I guess that's the first point I'll make. The average person believes that in order to make any significant amount of money, you have to sell so much volume. And that's not the truth. I mean, who here has gone to a thrift store and picked up an item they flipped for 100, 150 bucks, or for 40, 50, 60 dollars you paid $1 or $2 for? I have a bunch of times, not every single time, but a couple times a week I hit a jackpot. The average person doesn't realize, like, you could have an Amazon store with 100 to 200 books and make a couple $1,000s a month. At least $1,000 a month profit. My mom, she carries about 100 to 200 books in her inventory. That's it. And she does $3,000 to $5,000 a month. So that's the first thing. People think, oh, in order to make money reselling, you need thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of inventory, and you need a warehouse, and you got to have all these employees, and they're just clueless, absolutely clueless. A big thing that I got on the viral video is you're price gouging, you're scamming people, you're taking advantage, marking the price up. Are you serious? My profit margin's around 30 to 40%. So I just left a comment on one guy and I'm like, listen, what do you want me to do? Pay my bills and put food on my table with your approval and with your thumbs up on my video? Yeah, I should just sell my items that I get from whatever. I picked up some DVDs from Big Lots for $3, sold a lot of them for 15 or 20. I'm making a couple bucks at the end of the day on those DVDs. Like, what do you want me to do? Sell them for what I paid? It's like people are so clueless. It's like they are so entitled to getting things. And I think to be empathetic, it's like all the prices are going up, everything's expensive, inflation, rent, like, so I get it, gas, it's unfortunate, but in our business, it's like my average profit when it comes down to it is 30 to 40%. It's not like, and I agree, don't be going out there and selling necessities and toilet paper and, masks and different things like that. That's unethical. But a lot of people think that what we do is we go and we buy items and we sell it for all this money and we make tons of money. It's like there's so many fees that these average people have no idea about. We have to buy our supplies. Of course, we have taxes, we have bookkeeping, we have employees, there's fees, there's selling fees, there's listing fees, there's returns, there's items that get damaged, there's a percentage of our inventory that's never going to sell. You know, items get lost when you ship. There's scams. There's, you know, there's all different expenses and, you know, just expenses that are involved, right? And people just have no idea. They think we're stealing from the poor. I got a comment yesterday. I put a post on my Instagram. I was being a smartass. I said, what was the comment? Someone was like, you're stealing from the poor. Your mom is going to the thrift stores and your mom is taking all the books away from the lower class. I didn't say it. That's what they said. You can see the quote. Your mom is stealing from the lower class. And my response was, so you're saying the lower class can't choose one or two books from the other 67,000 books that are left over at the thrift store? Come on now. It's people. The average person is so stuck in their own way, they can't even see in front of them. Like, they're just blinded. They're having a hard time making money. They're stuck in a job. They're miserable. They're pissed off. They've been taught their whole life to raise their hand, get a job, go to college, and everything's going to be great. Now you're stuck in a cubicle. You got a family. You have all these bills. Inflation's going through the roof, and you have to rely on a boss that pisses you off. And, you know, I'm trying to put out some content and a bunch of other people on YouTube. I'm nobody special, right? I'm nobody special, but, you know, they start to hear this information about how you could go out and make money, and they want to make excuse after excuse after excuse. You're stealing from the poor. You're price gouging. You need thousands of pieces of inventory. This is another comment. Books and DVDs don't sell. You can't sell books and DVDs and old, new in the package Sony CD players. Who wants that? Have you done 10 minutes of research and looked into the different niches and what people want to buy and sell? And this is a big mistake I made when I first started. I would just assume what was profitable and what wasn't. No, study the sold listings. Get yourself the Reseller Handbook. Look things up at the thrift store. Scan the barcodes. Look things up. DVDs don't sell. I've sold over $15,000 worth of DVDs just in the last month alone. DVDs don't sell. How many people in the world? Can somebody answer that question for me? What is the population of the world right now? What is it, like 8 billion or something like that? So what if just 0.0000001% of the population still collected DVDs? That would be like still millions of people who want to buy DVDs. So that's what you have to realize. Amazon has created, you know, like this long tail market where you don't even need to like sell something that's super duper popular. Even if it sells 5 or 10 times a month, that's like 0.0000 to the 10th 1% of the population who has to be interested in the item. So people are they're just uneducated and ignorant. And you might think like, I'm mad right now. I'm not, I'm passionate, because it's just like, I guess the one thing I am pissed off about is like, I hate seeing people suffer. I hate seeing people like stuck in a job they hate, struggling to pay their bills. Like, I remember what it was like clocking in, clocking out, being stuck at the Cracker Barrel, feeling like, you know, I didn't have a future. Like, I wanted to do all these things, but I didn't have money. And I had all these limiting beliefs. And it's like, I want to crack those beliefs, because, and I'm not saying reselling is going to get you rich. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but man, the amount of BS limiting beliefs I'm seeing in these comments from this viral TikTok video is like, it's just like ridiculous. Here's another thing. I don't want to start my own business because I have to pay taxes. Come on now. You're going to have to pay taxes on any income that you make. Now, obviously, your taxes are going to be higher based on your tax bracket and being self-employed. And, you know, there's different things that you have to cover. But it's like, I'm not even going to get started with that. Another one was, I don't want to sell on eBay or Amazon. It was Amazon in this video, because I heard that somebody got kicked off. You know what? This is going to be a messed up graphic, like Gary Vaynerchuk example now. But you know how Gary Vaynerchuk's like, I wake up every morning and like, he's like, I picture like my family dying and it motivates me. Like, that's crazy. Like, I guess this doesn't compare too much, but it's like, are you never going to drive a car again? I've heard about tons of people who have passed away, gotten accidents. I almost died last year in this vehicle. I got smashed from behind going 70 miles per hour on the highway from a gigantic, like, what is it, a 16-wheeler? The thing was huge, almost killed me. It wasn't a 16-wheeler, it was a little smaller, but I could have died. But it's like, am I not going to go on the road? Because, you know, it's just like, people get kicked off of eBay because they do stupid things. People get in accidents and die in cars, unfortunately. And I almost did last year. It's like, because of being stupid or sometimes something out of your control, right? So it's like, people want like a guarantee. Like, I want guaranteed profits. I want guaranteed, you know, I want to know that I'm never going to get kicked off and there's no possibility. And it's just like, Come on now. Failure is an option for everything. Too much competition. There's too much competition. After this video, hopefully you're never worried about competition again, because 99.9% of the population is completely ignorant when it comes to reselling. And there's so many opportunities. So I'm not even going to touch on that with a 10-foot stick today. And another big one was there's nowhere to find inventory. You're in a good location. You're lucky. You know, if I lived here, if I lived there, I could name off 25 different ways that you could source inventory right now. Do I want to just name off a couple? Like just online arbitrage. You could source off like literally like 100 different websites. You could source off eBay. You could source off Mercari. You can buy pallets from Pallet IQ. You could build relationships with libraries and have them send the inventory. Backroom access at thrift stores, going to thrift stores, garage sales, yard sales, auctions, Facebook Marketplace, going to flea markets. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's just like, are these people, do they just have no life? Like, they're just leaving all these comments, and it's like, come on, guys. Like, I know the average income in America, right, for a family. Isn't it like 50 grand or something like that? So I know the average person isn't making a ton of money, right? I know the average person's struggling, especially with all this inflation. But they have so many opinions, and they're just pointing the finger at resellers, saying resellers are unethical, reselling is too hard, you can't find inventory, you're gonna have to pay taxes, who buys books, who buys DVDs, you're price gouging, you need thousands of items of inventory. And it's like, why would any of you guys ever worry about competition? Oh, guys, so that's my rant for the day. I've been having fun doing these rants lately. I don't know why, it's been entertaining me. What up, JD? My sales are up today. It was like weekend sales for me last night. Yeah, yesterday I had a great day as well. It's funny, yesterday I had like $20 in sales up until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I have over 1,100 items in my Amazon store right now. And I was like, man, what's going on? Did I get suspended or something? And then by the end of the night, it was close to 1,000. So yeah, sometimes it happens like that. Maricela, what's going on? People like that I just ignore now. Non-paying buyers are the real annoyance. Yeah. I was up until 1 in the morning last night because I was sourcing on eBay, and I found this seller who had a ton of underpriced DVDs, and I ended up picking up like 30 DVDs from him. I was scanning all of his DVDs on his eBay store for 2 hours using the Amazon seller app. Probably made $300-400 potential profit sourcing. So I'm a little out of it today, but that's why. Katie says, so true, Carolyn. They don't know this is a tough, long game journey. Exactly. It's not easy as well. Like, I know I come off in the videos too like it's easy, just because it's like someone who's been riding a bike for years. Like, someone who hasn't rode it is like, come on, like, this isn't easy. I just like fell off and almost killed myself. But the more you do it, it does become easier. You know, it just takes hard work. Hard work. Oh gosh, Mark says, my girlfriend keeps saying, get a real job, and wants me to leave over being full-time. Yeah, I would definitely leave her. I used to date a girl who literally thought that, like, that was the biggest waste of a relationship a couple years ago. I won't name who it is, but she would criticize what I did. She would criticize Tony Robbins, and it was like, I would think to myself, like, girl, you have nothing. You have no money. All you have is your parents taking care of you, and you're criticizing me. Like, never criticize someone who has the results, right? Don't be cocky. If you have the results, don't be cocky. But I try to listen to people who have the results. So it was like, listen, my net worth is probably 50 times as much as yours, girl. Like, what are you talking about? But Mark, I would say, is if your girlfriend has the results, like if you're struggling, if you're not making money and it's been a long time, sometimes you got to learn to quit or change or do something different. Are you still seeing no views on eBay? Yeah, I'm not seeing many views at all. But I haven't been listing a ton on eBay. I'm like 99% Amazon right now. But I have so much inventory that I have to list on eBay. But after listing recently, I'm like really unmotivated with eBay. But a lot of the items I buy on eBay, I consider it like money in the bank. It's stuff that's not going to go down in value. So I'm blessed enough to have enough cash flow coming from my Amazon business where I could be a hoarder with my eBay lately. What the heck, Mark? I'm making around $60,000 selling full time. So what's the issue? What's her problem? Does she just want you to make more money? Is that the issue? So you're making 60,000 profit, which is like $5,000 a month. What's the issue with that? Is it because you're working too long or you're stressed out? Is it causing issues with the relationship? Yeah, JD, you're right. Mac, what's up, Mac? You guys should check out Mac right now. He helped with my website design. What's backroom access? I don't know if you're joking or not, Carolyn. But for anyone who wants to know, the thrift stores, if you build relationships with the workers, and depending on the thrift store, you can get access to the back room and what happens in the back room. Now, the back room, it's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, in the back room, you can go, you could scan the books, you could look through the inventory, but before it hits the floor, it's really hard to do lately, but I've done it. Mark says she makes more and she doesn't like the 30% taxes. Well, I'm not going to get too deep into the topic, but I would say that most women want to date a man who's making more money than them. But hey, I'm not going to talk too much about it. You can guys go check out the YouTube channel Fresh and Fit. She doesn't mind when I'm gone sourcing because it gives her a break, but she thinks I work way more than I work at a regular job. Yeah, I think you need to sit down with her and communicate why you're doing it. For me, it's about the freedom. It's about being my own boss. It's about not having a ceiling on my income. It's about controlling my destiny. It's about doing what I love. It's about doing what I enjoy. And it is a struggle. I don't think every woman or man is meant to be with a man or a woman or a man with a man, whatever you want. That's your call. I don't think everyone's meant to be with a person who is an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is tough. It's a struggle. It's ups and downs. There's a lot of uncertainty. Some people want to be with somebody with 100% certainty. Tony Robbins talks a lot about this. There's nothing but uncertainty as an entrepreneur, as a reseller. Obviously, over time, you build a team, you build systems, you learn, you grow, you become better at running your business. It will start to stabilize, but you know, shit hits the fan all the time in business, and some people just can't deal with it. And you know, I've dated girls before in the past where like they learn from their family and learn from society. Like you go to college, you get a job, you clock in, you clock out. You don't work on the weekends. You don't work past 5. And as an entrepreneur, you know, obviously I set boundaries for myself because I used to work all the time. And then you go through a lot of mental health issues. Like it just, everybody has different ideas. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned just from going through therapy for the last couple of years, because I had to work through a lot of issues. I had so many relationships that failed. I had a messed up head. I still do. I'm still working through it. Is you've got to communicate with your significant other, right? You got to make sure you guys are on the same page. And if they don't understand and they don't respect you, then it might not be a good fit for you. Can I make $1,000? What's up, Andrew? You need $1,000 to repair your shed. Mark says she doesn't like that I spend money to make money. Honestly, this girl sounds like a pain in the ass. I would not deal with that. Sorry, I'm just telling you how it is. I've dealt with relationships like that, and it's just torture. Luckily, I'm in a really amazing relationship now. First one in a long time. We've been together for a while now. Maybe I'll introduce you guys soon, but yeah, it's really important. Sounds like hell. My Goodwill has a sign that says no early access on $1 a day, but you walk in right when they open and there are several people with half a cart, similar backdoor access. Yeah, exactly. I do a lot of $200 buys and then sell the item for $500. That's amazing, Mark. I mean, that's my business too. We spend 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks on DVDs and sell them on Amazon. I'd be interested, Mark. Are you doing like eBay to Amazon flips? Yeah, once you start making like $100,000 or more, I would switch to an S Corp based on what my accountant said. I switched to an S Corp a couple of years ago, but I wouldn't transition from an LLC to an S Corp until you make like probably close to 6 figures profit, because the payroll and the extra accounting is going to eat up a lot of that, and it really won't be worth it for you based on my experience. Great innovation said dump her now. It's tough though, man. I've been in relationships as well where it's just torture, and I just didn't know any better, right? That's why I hired a therapist a couple of years ago, and it's helped a lot. So maybe you want to get yourself a therapist. Oh man, we getting deep on this one. Wax Clothing says, it's not that. It's that most people are scared to go out and make money because you are pushed into getting a job and being the same as everyone else. It's just fear and jealousy. Yeah, that's a good point. Mark says, sometimes I piece items together and make some bundles. Mark, you got to piece together your relationship. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I've drank too much caffeine today. But no, Mark, that's cool, man. I love flipping. A lot of people don't do that. You know, a lot of people, there are so many opportunities to source items for 30, 40, 50, $100 on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay, and reflip it. You really could. There's a lot of opportunities. 176,000 gross, so you made 60. So yeah, you're at about a 30% margin, similar to me. So that's not bad at all. Carrie Mason, come on, stop egging me on. Yeah, that is really good. My profit margin in my business is somewhere in the 30 to 40% margin range right now. It really differs. I got to nail down my numbers a little better. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. JD says, aiming for 50K in sales this year. Part-time, nice. And what's your profit margin? Yeah, I think a lot of people do they complain, you know. Most people are on the consumer side. They don't understand what it's like to run a business. What up, Mr. Sadie Bubba? What's happening, my dog? Great to see ya. But yeah, running a business, you know, you have to have healthy margins. A lot of people are scared to sell things for more than they want. They think it's maybe unfair or unethical, but you'll be out of business real quick if you're not able to pay yourself, pay your taxes, pay all your bills, pay all your expenses, and weather the storm. You know, the companies that have been around for hundreds of years, the most popular, you know, restaurants, companies, insurance companies, right? They have to have healthy margins because in business, there's always times where ish hits the fan and a lot of people go out of business. You got to have those healthy margins. You've got to have reserves. You got to have cash flow. I think right now it's really smart to use promoted listings because eBay is going through a tough little time right now where it seems like it's pay to play over there. Nick says, I'm seeing my sales go down and slow for summer. Do you experience this? And what do you do to keep motivated? Yeah, I think sales for me, they're always up and down, right? Right now, my sales are up 53% just in the last 30 days. And I'm trying to figure out why. Honestly, my thought was with my type of items, because I sell mostly DVDs and books, I think right now, maybe because it's like we're getting closer to Q4, maybe that was the only thing I could think. I don't know why my sales are up so much, literally 53% in the last 30 days, going psycho. But how do I stay motivated? I just remember that things will always pick up. I've been doing this long enough to where I know things will always pick up, but they'll only pick up if you stay consistent. So keep listing. If sales are slow, maybe spend less time sourcing so you could preserve some of your cash flow and just list as much as you possibly can. Experiment with auctions, with buy it now, accept best offers, maybe a little less than you'd be comfortable with to kind of help the algorithm and to help you to just get things moving. And I notice the more things I sell, the more motivated I get, the more excited I get. Yesterday I was feeling like crap because I was like, damn, I had like $20 in sales up until 3 or 4 o'clock. And then boom, by the end of the night, almost $1,000. And then I was sourcing and I was having so much fun. I was doing online arbitrage. And then I woke up this morning and I sourced some board games. I sourced some DVDs. I sourced a book as well, a cookbook, a rare cookbook off of eBay. So when times get slow, when inventory gets hard to source or just your things aren't moving, you just got to have faith that things will pick up. But I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm not a little concerned right now with everything. I have an S-Corp. I'm a little concerned because prices are going up everywhere. Gasoline's up so much. Food is up. Rent is up. To buy a house, real estate is up. I mean, everything is so expensive. And there's going to come a point where obviously, like, especially like the stuff I'm selling a lot of high-end DVDs. Like, who's gonna, like, I don't think as many of those collectors are gonna be spending money on things like that versus necessities, right? Like, I think used clothing and stuff like that's going to do well because everybody needs it. But again, back to the point I was making earlier in the video, the population's what, 8 billion? So, I mean, all you need is a small percentage of some of those items. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I was going to be a little concerned with if this inflation keeps going at this rate. I mean, if the stock market keeps dropping off, I mean, crypto's just completely destroyed right now. Great time to start dollar cost averaging in if you believe in it. Scary times right now, but I'm trying not to focus on the fear because, you know, my mentor Tony Robbins says you get what you focus on. You don't want to focus on the fear. Now, obviously, you don't want to live in la la land, but you don't want your whole life to be living in fear because scared money don't make no money. So, you know, during recessions and during the downtimes, that's when some people make the most money in history. But you have to think smart and you have to make sure you make the right moves. And right now, one thing I'm going to be focusing on over the next couple of weeks is figuring out how I could cut expenses. You know, cutting any subscriptions that aren't important to me, making smarter moves with eating out, cutting out the DoorDash, the Uber Eats. Could I afford it? Yes. But every dollar I spend is a dollar that I'm not going to be able to invest in a great opportunity, whether that's indexing into the stock market or, you know, just having that down payment for my next real estate property or, you know, buying inventory. You know, for anyone who's serious, like myself, I'm sourcing a lot off of eBay and Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. If times get really tough, people are going to be giving away, you know, DVDs that sold for $100 in the past for $10 because people are going to need money if the market really dries up. So I think I'll transition more into accumulation phase, but I have, you know, I have over 6 figures of capital that I have in order to be able to invest and reinvest. I have over $250,000 of access to capital just through credit cards alone. And right now I'm working on getting a ton of capital for my business credit. I don't need it, but I want to have it because when I'm ready to make a move, I want to have that there. So, yeah, I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little worried, but I'm not trying to live in that fear. I'm trying to get positioned to take advantage of it when the time comes or if it just keeps going. No, FBA is not too saturated. You just got to find your niche. If you don't want to list on eBay, your sales would be inconsistent. Build up a draft bank. Exactly. And it's the same with Amazon, Mike. You know, it's all about consistency. And the platforms reward you for being consistent. Ashlyn says, I just started selling. When should I get an S-Corp? Is it necessary? Well, the first thing I would do is, you know, my non-legal, non-financial advice, of course, is get an LLC, right? A limited liability company, because that will protect you against any liabilities. Also, there'll be a couple little tax advantages to get incorporated. You go to the Secretary of the State or LegalZoom, get that set up. But my accountant told me a couple years back, 3 years ago, when I was thinking about getting it set up, which I did, is once you hit 6 figures a year in profit, then you want to consider it. Because if you get the S corporation, you need to have a payroll company. It's another tax return. There's just a lot more admin stuff. So it's really not worth it until you make enough money. So hopefully that answers your question. What up, Darth Maul? Soon to be a Whatnot seller. Very excited. Yeah, I got to still host my first Whatnot thing. Vinny and I, the Toy Master, are in talks of putting together like a really cool little Whatnot toy experience on Whatnot. So I got approved. I just got to take action on it. What up, Tony? Resells in the house. In the house, making it happen. So guys, that's pretty much all I've got for today. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. Give me a follow on TikTok. I'm posting a ton on TikTok, rakeandprofit_official. There's like 1,000 Rake and Profits because now that my account's blowing up over there, there's like 1 million scammers. But it's rakeandprofit-official. I think I have like 210,000 followers, so follow that account. Check me out on Instagram, Rake and Profit. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Just seeing if there's any final comments. Yeah, I sell used items mostly. Like at thrift stores, but mostly new when I source online. Plan to host a webinar? That's a whole different topic. I would just say have a good slide and have a good close. Yes, you could do live on TikTok. Guys, I've got to get going because I have a meeting though, but I will come back live again soon. We'll talk some more. Sorry if I missed any questions at the end, guys. But again, smash that like button, show some love. I've got more videos coming. Talk soon.